What the going on this team, Jerry?
Bury him! Bury him!
Jerry, TJ Watt.
He is the best defensive player on the planet.
Go! Yes! Yes! We're going on fire! Steelers fans! Bang! Run it down their throat!
No! That's not a penalty!
Game over! Game over! Don't ask me to do nothing! This is nothing!
He's aggressive.
Hello. Welcome back to another episode of the Steel Here podcast, where I'm your host, Kevin Adams, alongside my partner in crime jersey, Jerry Don. I'm just going to take a victory lap tonight, baby. I'm going to take a victory lap. I said Justin Fields is QB1 of the Pittsburgh Steelers, and after today and that performance, I don't know how you can say he's not, Jerry Don. Where are you at with it?
Yeah, I mean, Justin played Justin played the best game of the season so far.
Oh, yeah.
There's no way you can give the job up now. I thought if Justin Fields played like average or a little below average, I think they would have maybe went to Russ, but now I don't think there's any chance you can. 3-0. Chargers, they were dinged up. Herbert wasn't 100%, but still, their defense was flying in the first half. Their defense looked really good.
Yep.
And, Tomlin had an answer second half. Held them to -5 yards the whole second half, which was really impressive. I was worried in the beginning. The beginning of the game, I was like, oh, man, I was panicking. I was like, we look outmatched. I mean, this offensive line is just getting blown back. The Chargers were flying. But, hey, Justin Fields played a really, really good football game today. Very proud. I had my doubts. I did. But hey, there's just no way. I don't think you can go back to Russ. There's just no way.
Jerry Don, I want to read one of your text messages for the viewers here. So at 1:10 p.m., Jerry says, "Chalk this one up, boys. It's over." They looked bad early. That first drive, the first couple of drives, I thought maybe, man, we really overhyped this defense. I was stressed about it. And then they settled in, Jerry Don, and they did what they are supposed to be doing. And whether Fields is dinged or not, I don't think it makes a difference. That defense gets after the quarterback, Jerry. And to me, it's not even just that they do that. I think it is the fact that their secondary really clamped down in the second half, Jerry. Like, that's where for years we've said the Steelers just don't have a back end that can hang with good teams or against a good quarterback. The pass rush got home, and when it didn't, the secondary was where they needed to be. Dude, I don't know that I've been this high on the Steelers as a complete football team in quite a few years, man.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think with Fields especially, the more I think about it, I feel like he's going to grow. I've had my doubts early first couple games of the year, but when I seen this game, I'm like, oh, you know what? He can put it all together. He can throw for 250,
Yep.
So that's really something to look forward to, So I'm happy about that. Also, defensive line played really, really good second half. Even the whole game, pretty much, they stopped the run.
Yep.
They just, made them pretty much one-dimensional. Hey, if you're gonna beat us, you're gonna have to throw all over us because you're not gonna be able to run on us. Cam Hayward, really good game, solid. Patrick Queen should have had that interception, but hey, he played a good game. Russie said it best in his post. Great team W. That's what it was about. Great team W.
That is one of the most complete games we've seen in quite some time, and it's the offense finally did enough, Jerry. And it's you cannot give enough credit to Justin Fields for what he did. He read the defense, Jerry. What is the biggest knock on Justin Fields? What was the biggest knock?
He just can't go through his progressions fast enough. He can't read a defense. And what did he do today against let's not discredit. Yes, Herbert on the offensive side was hurt. He didn't play most of the second half. I don't think he played at all in the second half, but their defense is still their defense. And that was the toughest test of Justin Fields' career. And I thought that was the best game of his career as a Pittsburgh Steeler. That you can't say enough about how well he read that defense, especially in the second half. He made all the right reads. So after his first game,
this is why I didn't even hesitate when I said I want to see Fields again against Denver and especially again against the Chargers. And now I really genuinely believe Justin Fields is the Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback, not just this season, but could move through the future if he can continue to grow. He has the talent with his arm, Jerry. He has the talent with his legs. It was never a matter of is he talented enough? It was could he read a defense and make the right reads? And what you saw today against a top-tier defense is that Justin Fields is starting to figure it out, and that has got to excite us as Steelers fans.
Oh, for sure, 100%. No, definitely super excited. I still have my concerns at the receiver position a little bit. You know, Calvin Austin did have that, great catch and run.
Do you want to
know.
give Calvin Austin a little respect, Jerry Don? Do you want to give Calvin Austin his flowers today?
Yeah. I will, but like you need a lot more than just one splash play every 10 games. But that catch and run was incredible. It really was. And Fields with a great. Fields pretty much threw him open there.
100%. And they said Fields could not throw with the anticipation. They said he can't throw with the anticipation. I thought today was one of his best days throwing with the anticipation. That could make him lethal, dude.
Oh, for sure. And another thing is, I've seen a lot of Chargers fans on Twitter being like, oh, it was our backup quarter. You know how many games the Steelers have won with backup quarterbacks?
Right.
Like, hey, if you're a real football team, you could win games like that.
Yeah, I don't want to hear that shit.
Yeah, I'm not hearing. This is the NFL, bro. Listen, your backup has to be capable to win games. He wasn't. I even think if Herbert played that game, the rest of that game, and never got hurt, I don't think they win that game anyway.
Dude, they shut them down. Like, pretty much after I think they had 10 points their first 3 possessions, and then the defense just put the clamps on them. You can't say enough about a guy like TJ Watt. We could do an entire episode every week on how dominant TJ Watt is.
They needed 3 people to block him.
Isn't that insane, man? And so
crazy.
You can say that a guy like Myles Garrett makes more impact on a game. How the fuck are you not going to say that TJ Watt having to make offenses game plan 3 guys to defend him is not more of an impact? And he still gets the numbers. He still gets the sacks, Jerry.
Yeah, no, for sure. And the one time they made the mistake of leaving him one-on-one pretty much exclusively with Joe Walt. He went one-on-one with him a couple times, but there was always a running back around when they were, passing the ball. But yeah, dude, they left him one-on-one, late in that game, and it came back to bite him. Beat him around the outside, which I'm happy about. And also, man, you can't say enough about Nick Herbig. I mean, we were in on Nick Herbig really early.
Oh yeah.
We've said it on this podcast time and time again. TJ Watt has said it, when we were golfing, like, this kid's next up, man. His motor's crazy. He's elusive. He's fast. He has a knack for the ball. You see him every time he goes for a sack. He's always stripping the ball. He just knows where the ball is. So, man, he had an incredible game. Highsmith, played well. He did. I noticed towards the end of the game they were using Herbig a little bit more.
Well, I think Highsmith got hurt, so he left the game at
I didn't even notice.
Some point, like around halftime or early third quarter. They said he had a groin injury and he was not going to return, so that's why you saw Herbig the whole second half. And Jerry, you said something about Herbig. You asked him when we interviewed him. You're like, Nick, when you're getting around the quarterback, are you making it a point to try and strip the ball loose? Like, is that something you're focusing on? And he said, absolutely, that 100%, because you can't hit the quarterbacks. Otherwise, you're going to risk the draw of a penalty. He said, you're looking to make a splash play. Every time Nick Herbig gets significant reps, he makes an impact, Jerry. There's nothing against Alex Highsmith. I love Alex Highsmith. I want Alex Highsmith to be healthy. No questions asked. But Nick Herbig, when he gets out there, he just makes shit happen. He makes plays.
Yeah, no, I mean, he is always around the ball. And also another guy that, you might not see in the stat sheet, but is always around the ball, man. Peyton Wilson, he's doing his thing, man.
Yep.
He really is. That linebacker core is really putting it all together. Him, Queen,
Landon Roberts played great today, man.
Yeah, they're all playing really good, man. I was nervous about the secondary early on, but they turned it around pretty quick, man. Pretty quick. So listen, if the defense and the offense can play like that on a week in, week out basis, I mean, sky's the limit for this team, man. They could beat anybody.
Jerry, it all comes back to Justin Fields. We cannot talk enough about if he can legitimately learn how to read defenses, the Steelers are going to be an absolute nightmare because their defense is their defense. It's insane. They have a great defense. Their run game is pretty fucking lethal too, dude. They drain teams. That
Yes.
fourth quarter, you just saw there was no life left in the Chargers. The Steelers had just physically manhandled them. You remember a few years ago when I want to say it was Tyler Boyd of the Bengals said at the end of the game the Steelers just had no fight. They didn't want it. They got manhandled.
Yeah.
They had no fight left. They rolled over and died. Today you saw the Steelers not roll over and die, but suck the absolute soul out of the Chargers in that fourth quarter with the run game. I mean, they ran it down their throats, man. That is their recipe to win games. The defense gets a little lead and then they just dominate them from there on out, and the run game abuses their defense.
Oh yeah, no, I totally agree. Another thing, let's get to. We just got official news. Troy Fautanu probably out the rest of the year. Maybe can come back for the playoffs.
Terrible.
Roger Jones is right tackle after all, so he's gonna have to step up. First quarter, he was getting abused back there. He
Yep.
was getting abused. He looked terrible in the first quarter, but held his own throughout the game. I didn't expect this, but like, he's gonna have to step up, man. He's gonna have to step up. That's a big loss. I know people might not see it as a big loss because he's a rookie and wasn't getting much time. But yeah, dude, I don't know if Broderick Jones is an elite right tackle. I think Fautanu has a chance to be an elite right tackle. And just he's probably not going to play this year, so that kind of stinks. And people are wondering why me and Kevin keep looking to the right is because the Falcons game is on against the Chiefs, and I think they just turned the ball over, Kev.
They did. It was 4th and inches. The Falcons were inside of the 20 against the Chiefs, 4th and inches, and they didn't get it. So the game looks like it's over. But Jerry, what does that say about the Steelers? They just took the Chiefs. The Falcons just took the Chiefs the distance and could have won the game. The Steelers beat them. Last week, the Falcons go out and they beat the Eagles in Philadelphia. So I don't want to hear that the Atlanta Falcons are not a good football team. The Pittsburgh Steelers, until proven otherwise, we said their style of football is ugly, it's boring, it's not that much fun. Until proven otherwise, the way that the Pittsburgh Steelers play football is winning football. It had, you said, is it sustainable? Are you starting to think maybe the way they play football is more sustainable if Justin Fields continues to improve?
Well, I mean, he would have to, he would have to put up, 20 points on kind of the regular, I would say, for that to be sustainable. But at least for the front half of the year, man, their schedule isn't that bad. Next week at the Colts, the week after that, home against Dallas, which Dallas pretty much got manhandled today, and then Dak and the Cowboys kind of in garbage time.
Yeah, made a run
better,
late, but it was irrelevant.
Yeah, but I think we can be. Listen, there is no reason we should not make Anthony Richardson look lost out there Sunday.
And Jerry, they get to 4-0, man. So we said 3-0, you have a 74% chance of making the playoffs. 4-0, you have a 90% chance of making the playoffs. 4-0, and not at this point, man, I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, but Jerry, the way that football team played today, I like us against the Bengals, against the Browns. I like us against a lot more teams than initially I might have said I like us against.
Yeah.
They have a chance to win the AFC North, Jerry, and have a home playoff game.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I bet them in the beginning of the year plus 850, I believe, to win the North. Also, what do you think the Steelers are going to do with Russ? Do you think they'll kind of wait it out to see what happens at the deadline, take some offers and field some calls, or do you think they're just going to have him as a backup, think for the rest of the year? I would entertain calls at least,
Jerry, if Justin Fields gives us maybe 2 more weeks, I would say if he gets through the Colts and the Cowboys and continues to look better every week, you have to at least entertain the idea of moving on from Russell Wilson if you can get a return for him. I get it. You don't want to give up your backup quarterback. You don't want to throw Kyle Allen in there. But if you could get something for him, knowing that Justin Fields the way it stands, and it's very early, it's 3 games. Again, we are way ahead of ourselves, but I do think if he continues to get better, there's not much value for Russell Wilson on this football team. He's not going to sign with you again next year. If you can trade him, maybe a team like the Dolphins, if you can dump him for, I would take, a lot of people are saying he needs a first-round pick. If someone is going to give you a second-round pick or a third-round pick, I feel like you have to take it. What value is he to the team if Fields continues to get better?
Yeah, I mean, imagine getting a first for Russell Wilson. Probably not. I wish, but maybe a team that's really desperate would give up maybe a second, maybe a third, but it looked probably like a third or a fourth. But also like we said, it is week 3. I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but man, if Fields continues to improve like he has been, Russ isn't going to see the field at all, but barring an injury or something like that. But yeah, Russ won't see the field. Just kind of stinks the way it happened. He didn't really get to lose his job. But hey, man, the best availability. What is that we're saying?
The best ability is availability.
There you
Jerry.
go. There you go. I thought it was the best availability is ability.
The best ability is availability.
There you go. I read it backwards. Maybe I'm dyslexic at times. But yeah, it kind of sucks for him. Kind of a shitty situation. But hey, man, this is the NFL. And things can change in a blink of an eye. But he seems positive, like his tweets, and he, on the sideline, he's engaged. So I'm sure he's going to want to start somewhere. I don't know if he's going to start for the Steelers, ever. But dude, Broncos need a quarterback really, really bad.
Yep.
But maybe the Broncos are eventually going to just throw in the towel and say, fuck it, we don't care, we stink, so it doesn't matter.
The Broncos, Russ is not going back to Denver.
No, sorry, I meant the Dolphins.
Dolphins absolutely need a quarterback bad, and I think Russ could be good for them, and so that has to be something that they're looking at. You have the issues with Tua, and I think Russ, if he goes to Miami, he can be something for them. They could still win games. It's still a good football team for the most part. For us, I mean, I would take a third-round pick for him. I would take a third-round pick. I have seen enough Justin Fields progression to believe that maybe, Jerry, he can be the guy.
Yeah, this week was a really big week. If you're a Justin Fields fan, I mean, dude.
The throws, Jerry, the middle of the field throws. He read the defense great. He threaded the needle over the middle of the field. And another thing was they said he doesn't know when to throw. He always wants to run. I don't see that. Like when I watch him play early, Atlanta, maybe yes, a little bit in Denver. Maybe he doesn't have any presence in the pocket and he wants to run first. Today I thought he really looked comfortable. He has the bad interception and then he settles right back in. I mean, he looked good today.
There was a couple drops, too. I mean, Freiermuth dropped one. Pickens dropped one over the middle. There was 2 big drops there, which were going to gain you 15 yards apiece, you know?
Yep.
Maybe Freiermuth's was a little bit more, not sure. But
it would have put him in field goal range. It would have put them in field goal range early at the end of that first half. Those are the little things where we can't blame Justin Fields for not getting the points.
No, for sure. I do have my doubts at the receiver position. I know Calvin Austin had that big catch and run. He also had another really good catch.
Scotty Miller played great today, man. He's a jitterbug out there.
I still have my doubts at the receiver position. I just want Roman Wilson just on the field so we can at least see if he can be a true number 2, you know what I mean, in this offense. But overall, I give that performance an A.
No doubt about it.
They, special teams, defense, offense, they put everything together. Really, really good game from the whole team. And also, shout out Tomlin. A lot of respect there for Harbaugh and the Chargers. He could have easily had Fields run another one in or give it to Najee.
27 points, Jerry. They score there, though.
Yeah,
that's one thing I do want to say is that we ride their ass. Oh, they only scored 20 points. And we'll look back on this, and you can stat watch it at the end of the season and say, well, they only scored 20 against the Chargers. Really, that's a great defense. And at the end of the game, they could have ran that up to 27 points. So let's not forget that they would have hit that number that we would love to see them hit. 27 points against the best defense that they've played. That to me, absolutely, it's an A+. That is an A+ game. Yeah. Offensively, they were great, especially in the second half, and to me, that is what is very important, because against the Falcons, they were good in the first half. They kind of sputtered through the second half. Against the Broncos, good in the first half, nearly nothing in the second half. And today against the Chargers, got it going in the first half, but in the second half, they really, today is the first time you saw them have legitimate offensive flow. Like every drive, they look like they're moving the ball. They're not taking 3 and outs. The defense is getting air in a very hot stadium today. I mean, it was hot as hell out there. And so I thought that, dude, I was sweating my dick off. It felt like 130 degrees out there. And so for them to give the defense rest, Jerry, I think they're fucking great. I know this is crazy. I think they're a great football team.
No, I do too, honestly. Like, I'm not trying to get ahead of myself either, but I think, these aren't like fluke wins, they're, their defense is really fucking good. We know that. First 2 weeks, offense just did enough.
Yep.
But hey, man, as the season goes on and, Fields builds chemistry with this team and his wide receivers, it's only going to get better.
Confidence.
Yeah.
Like, we know that position is so important at quarterback. You have to be confident.
Yeah.
And that's why today, again, I could talk about this dude for fucking the entire episode. His confidence level was great. Like, it looked like he knew where he was supposed to be going with the ball. I mean, against the Falcons, it looked a little sketchy, a little wobbly, didn't know where to always go with it, not making routine throws. He looked every bit comfortable, both in the pocket and on the run today. He got Freiermuth involved good, Austin, George Pickens, Najee Harris out of the backfield. That you can very much see the Steelers, their process on offense is get yards on first down, get yards on second down, have a manageable third down.
Yeah, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3, you know, that's what they want.
Yep. You could see it, man. I really can start to see what Arthur Smith is doing, and I think it's hard to say what Justin Fields is doing right now if you're going to give credit to Arthur Smith or if you're going to give it to Mike Tomlin. I don't care who gets it. You can just definitely see that maybe in Chicago, the guy did not have all the tools to succeed, because he looks like he's getting better every week, and that is very important for what we wanted to see out of Justin Fields.
Yeah, no, I mean, you saw the Bears today. I mean, they're a mess, man. They're a mess. That offensive line is a train wreck, bro. So listen, with Fields, man, he's in a better position. He, to win games. Has a better defense. I mean, the Bears' defense back half of the year was pretty good last year, but he has a great defense. He has more weapons on offense than he had in Chicago. So he's in a good position to win a lot of football games. I think he's going to win a lot of football games this year. I think this team can make a lot of noise, man. I really do. And I think they can beat some really good fucking teams, dude.
So
the way their style of football is, it's a lot different than every other NFL team.
Yep.
But that's the only thing. I just want to see Roman Wilson on the field. I think he's going to end up playing next week. I think he should. I thought he was going to play this week, but they held him back. Next week is a game, and I know it's the Colts, but this is, every game to me is really a must-win game. But this one especially because this is a look-ahead spot. A lot of teams would look at the Colts and be like, oh, this team, they stink. Anthony Richardson stinks.
They whooped our ass last year in Indy. Let's not forget that. They whooped our ass last year in Indy.
So let's not look ahead this game, because the last thing you want to do is drop a bullshit game to Indy, go back home and lose to the Cowboys, and now what? You're 3-2.
Right.
And then we're all talking about, oh man, are we going to stick with Justin Fields? Let's not do that. Let's just fucking win this game, go to 4-0, and then we have the Cowboys Sunday Night Football.
Jerry Don, if the Pittsburgh Steelers, and not looking ahead, but if they can beat the Indianapolis Colts and get to 4-0, welcoming Dallas to town, where are you at overall? These are rapid reactions, but where are you at overall with the Steelers? Is this, you legitimately are starting to believe in Fields? Like, that's, you're fine letting go of Russ right now. You legitimately believe in Fields, and you think that the Steelers have a chance of contending in the AFC?
I'll say this. I think Fields played really good today, and I don't want to take anything away from him. I want to see those type of performances more often.
Yep.
I don't want to see it every 3 games.
Yep.
I want to see it on a consistent basis. But dude, it's his job. I agree with that 100%. He went out there, and dude, there was a lot of people that like said last week too, like, dude, if Fields goes out there and he's not scoring touchdowns on offense, like, you have to think about Russ. He went out there and he said, "Nah, fuck that. This is my team. I'm not giving up this job." And credit to him, he did just that. So it's his team. I believe that now. There is no way if Russ is healthy next week they go to Russ. There's no way.
No shot.
No way.
No shot. Justin Fields is the quarterback one of the Pittsburgh Steelers until proven
Now is
otherwise.
Tomlin going to come? See, I would just want Tomlin to just come out and say that.
Yeah, and I think that type of performance is one where you have to think that maybe it gives him enough to come out and say it. You can't keep slow playing this thing, man. At some point, you're going to have to admit to the team, this is our guy. We ride for this guy right now, and you have to rally behind him, because I don't know. Jerry, I cannot say it enough. He's gotten better every week. The Steelers are 3-0. They just beat the best team that they've played so far, and it was his best performance. Offensively, it was their best performance. The defense is going to continue to be the defense. At some point, you have to just admit Russell Wilson is the backup quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think, Tomlin should just come out and say that, after this week, and, just say, hey, man, listen, Justin Fields is playing good football. He's winning games. We're 3-0. He is the starting quarterback. And, because you want Justin to feel like, okay, this is my team now. You know what I mean? That I'm quarterback one. Like, I don't have to worry about another guy coming in and taking my job if I have one bad start. You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens. I think Tomlin should say that this week. I don't know if he will. I don't know how, deep down, you do never really know how, Russell Wilson feels. I mean, he could tweet whatever and post whatever. It seems like he's fine, but, 6, 7, 8 weeks in, you haven't took a snap. It's like, yeah, I want to get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? And I don't blame him,
I mean, here's the thing. I have no loyalty to Russell Wilson. And I know you are a big Russ guy, but and the team doesn't have any loyalty to Russ either. What is Russ? He's won $1.5 million to the Steelers. Like, he's nearly irrelevant. He's never won them a game. Yes, they brought him in with every intent for him to be the starting quarterback. But if you find a guy who's 25 years old and getting better every week and fits your system really fucking well.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'll thank you, Russ. Thank you for coming in and thinking that we were going to give the team to you for a year, but it doesn't bother me at all. Like, we have I want to win, and they're winning and getting better every week.
Yeah, no, they have zero ties to Russ, zero ties. So, I mean, they can tell him, kick rocks, dude. We don't give a fuck, or he could say, I want the fuck out of here. It's not going to matter. It means nothing. God forbid Fields goes down. That's my only worry is Kyle Allen, is he capable of coming in and winning games like Rudolph did? But, we'll see. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Overall, great team win. Mm-hmm. Very excited for next week. Based on the way I feel right now, they should beat this team by 14 to 17 points.
I agree.
They really should.
That's crazy for us to say, but I mean, they continue to build on what they started to do in that second half today.
Yeah.
The sky is the limit. Dude, the sky is the absolute fucking limit. Their biggest weakness for years has been offense. Can they finish drives? And if they can really start to get it going, Arthur Smith's offense, the run game, the second half, I think Mason McCormick played at guard. So they put the lineups on the jumbo at halftime. And going into the third quarter, Mason McCormick was listed as the guard and Spencer Anderson was not. And so you started to see that they took over on the offensive line. I'm going to have to rewatch it to see if that's what ended up being the case. But Jerry Dunn, I'm fucking excited. We're 3-0, dude. I mean, there's no.
Oh, yeah.
When we did our predictions episode, 2 months ago, 3-0. I know that we said it jokingly, like, they might not lose a game. This team is very capable of beating almost anybody in the AFC, in my opinion. The Chiefs are still the
100%.
Chiefs, but I think they are capable of playing a winning brand of football, smash mouth, control the line of scrimmage, control the run game. Agree. I think they're capable of doing it, man.
Yeah, 100%. Are they going to beat every team? No, probably not.
Right.
Are they capable of beating anybody? 100%. 100%.
Yep.
You play defense like that, dude. I mean, you could be in any game.
Jerry, they've given up 10 points, and I want to say 6 points.
Yeah, crazy.
It's a great football team, Jerry Don. I don't have anything else to say, man. I've gotten everything out that I wanted to say. We're fucking 3-0, Jerry. We're 3-0.
Yeah, for sure. Let's talk about so this week coming up, you know how we do the reactions episode, and then pregame type of episode, that we would do for the Colts. I might not be able to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I have a reality TV show to do. Kevin will most likely be able to do it, so it might just be him. It could be me though. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll still get an episode out Thursday for you guys. This episode should drop at some point Monday. And obviously, Nick, our producer, we did a little bit of celebrating after the game. So he might not get the episode out too early tomorrow. We're going to try and get it out as early as we possibly can. But yeah, we'll get another episode out Thursday. We'll look ahead to the Indy game. We appreciate the shit out of you guys, Jerry. The show is crushing. It is absolutely crushing right now. Like, we're finally fucking doing it. I love it. I appreciate the shit out of you guys. So many people came to the tailgate today, and they're like, where's Jerry Don? We love Jerry. I told him you're going to be at the Giants Monday Night Football game.
Yeah, I want to go to that one for sure.
So Jerry should be in town for the Giants Monday Night Football in Pittsburgh. We appreciate you guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Continue to share the show where you find it. We appreciate the shit out of you. Jerry Don 3-0. If I don't see you Thursday, I will see you guys back Thursday, and then we're going to fucking look ahead to the Colts.
Hell yeah. See you then.
Hell yeah, Jerry.
We're here. We're still here.
We are still here.